talking of harassment, Trump's been in the news. It's been the midterm election, so what did he do? He turned 5,000 Central American migrants into public enemy number one.
A migrant caravan heading from Central America to the U.S. border right now.
More than 5,000 people are in the caravan.
That's called an invasion of our country.
The migrants say they're fleeing violence and poverty.
We will keep the criminal drug dealers, predators, and terrorists the hell out of our country.
What's he going to do, deport himself? I don't want sexual predators in America. That's my job. He's calling it an invasion. Let's have a look at this terrifying group of invaders. I mean, that's not an invasion. That's a Fisher-Price buggy. If Trump's afraid of foreigners and their children, he must lose his shit when he sees his wife and kid. Like... But then we all know Trump likes to overreact. I mean, look at this.
He wants U.S. troops to fire their guns on any migrant who even throws a rock at them.
If they throw a rock, the army will shoot them. Did you see the unbelievable reason why? Trump said anybody throwing stones or rocks, we will consider that a firearm because there's not much difference. Yes, there is! No one's ever been mugged at Pebble Point. Give me all your money or I'll gravel you. Kids go brap, brap, they don't go crazy paving. Never seen a drive-by shingling. Can it get more ludicrous? Yes, it can. Look where Trump claims these invaders have come from.
And in that caravan, you have some very bad people.
You're going to find MS-13, you're going to find Middle Eastern.
You're going to find what?
You're going to find Middle Eastern.
They've come from the Middle East? So let me get this straight. They've gone from the Middle East through Egypt, Libya, Algeria, Mauritania, Western Sahara, and then they've swam all road across the Atlantic and then walked across Brazil, Guyana, Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Nicaragua, Honduras, Mexico, all the way to the border. Now, if some of those people have done all that whilst dragging a Fisher-Price buggy, don't turn them away. Sign them up to the Olympics. They're not invaders, they're triathletes. I mean, that is phenomenal stamina. I have a rest when I carry the shopping home. My brother gets out of breath when he takes a shit. I imagine. I haven't seen it. He's told me. Mind you, we shouldn't be surprised by Trump's stupidity. He gets his information from Fox News.
And they're coming in with diseases such as smallpox and leprosy and TB that are going to affect our people in the United States.
A, smallpox was eradicated in 1980, and B, people with leprosy don't tend to march on account of having leprosy! By the time they get to the border, they'd just be a pair of eyebrows. He's not the only one. Listen to what this lady's worried about.
We simply cannot have people about whom we know nothing living next door to us, working next to us, or driving next to us.
What? Nobody knows who's driving next to them. When I'm on the motorway, I'm not like, hey, what's your name? What's your favourite colour? Do you like astrology? What? Fuck off. Typical Capricorn. There's more. Look what else she's concerned about.
I want to know who is a pedophile, who is a sex offender, who thinks they're entitled to beat their wives.
I know this. Savile, Weinstein, Chris Brown. Yes. Weirdest quiz ever. Let's be honest, this is all fear-mongering bullshit. Obviously, not everyone in the caravan is perfect. Some of them may well be criminals. But crucially, if they are, they won't be allowed in. There's a border. They're not going to burst through like zombies. America shouldn't be scared of them. They should be scared of Trump. I mean, this is a man who is outwitted by an umbrella. Here's a new rule. You can't close the border until you can close an umbrella. Look who the Americans are using to promote the jab.
So an unlikely figure has emerged at the center of the debate over vaccinating children against COVID-19, Sesame Street's Big Bird.
Big Bird has had the jab. Predictably, the American right wing lost their mind.
I told you 15 years ago Sesame Street are a bunch of communists, and they're proving it once again. I stand by that assessment.
Big Bird's a communist, Kermit's a Russian agent, and Cookie Monster did 9/11. Sesame Street are communists. I must have missed that episode when Elmo went, "Hey, kids, who wants to learn about a society based on common ownership of the means of production?" No, you're Josh Widdicombe. It's mad. Fox News even claimed this would happen to kids if they got vaccinated.
Sadly, CNN did not show what happened to Big Bird later in the day.
How can they show that on the news? Nobody's had a COVID jab and vomited to death in an alley. Can you imagine that on British news? Don't take the jab, kids. Peppa Pig had it and now her ass is a muddy puddle. Mental. Next they'll claim Big Bird was jabbed in Austria and show this. Mind you, that presenter is not the sharpest. Later on, she was discussing wokeness. She couldn't tell the difference between the Netflix show You and herself. I'm not joking. Look at this.
You know, I was watching an episode of You where measles came up.
Wait. When did I mention measles?
I don't know. It was on You.
Wait, what? What was on me? What are you talking about? Is Raymond even hearing what I'm saying? I never had the measles.
What's on You?
We never did a measles and vaccine episode. Is this a joke?
I know. It was on You. It was on You.
Raymond, I've never had measles. What are you talking about? It's stupid.
It was an episode of a show, Laura.
What's it called?
You. It's called You.
I've never done a show on measles.
It's called You! How, man? Now, over in America, it's been a mad couple of weeks. Initially, it looked like Trump might have a chance of winning the election. Some of his fans were dancing like pissed aunties at a wedding. Others focused on their pudding.
I'm sorry to interrupt your ice cream. No, that's fine.
And this guy was so happy he froze.
OK, let me put that to Jack Kingston. He's a former Republican congressman, joins me now from Alabama. Great to talk to you, Jack Kingston. Well. What do you make of this?
But eventually, it turned out Joe Biden was the victor.
I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify. Who doesn't see red states and blue states, only sees the United States.
So, did Donald accept defeat graciously?
If you count the legal votes, I easily win.
You easily didn't, you childish bitch. Now, luckily, his supporters were there to help with the counting. In Arizona, they demanded this. But in Michigan, they wanted this. Stop the count. Count the stop. Count, stop the... It got better. Did you hear about the Four Seasons fiasco?
Donald Trump's defeat was announced while the president was playing golf and when his campaign was setting up in a gardening firm's yard just by a sex shop and a crematorium.
This was incredible. Trump wanted his lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, to challenge the election result at a high-profile event. But instead of booking the Four Seasons Hotel, they booked the Four Seasons Total Landscaping Centre, which is next to Fantasy Island Adult Books, a shop which is currently holding a sale called Dildo Madness. which might explain this guy's face.
Well, well, well. What do you make of this?
Now, call me crazy, but if you can't tell the difference between a hotel and a car park next to a sex shop, maybe running a country isn't your thing. In fact, Donald Trump should take advice of the humble dildo and go fuck himself. I mean, the news have already started ignoring him.
Now, tens of millions of unsolicited ballots without any verification measures whatsoever.
Well, we're interrupting this because what the President of the United States is saying, in large part, is absolutely untrue.
Christ, even Fox News got fed up.
We want every legal vote to be counted, and we want every illegal vote to be...
Whoa. I just think we have to be very clear. She's charging, the other side is welcoming fraud and welcoming illegal voting. Unless she has more details to back that up, I can't in good countenance continue showing you this.
If Fox News are cutting you off, then you are in trouble. That would be like Katie Price accusing you of oversharing. And if anybody knows about dildo madness, I mean, Fox is a network so crazy, they think Democrats want to do this.
They want to make you drink Starbucks every day from now until forever.
Watch out, America! Biden's gonna waterboard you with a frappuccino. They're a ludicrous network. They interviewed an alleged witness of election fraud. Listen to the voice they gave them to hide their identity.
How close are you to be able to see a ballot?
Well, as I was walking towards them, I was, like if coming down a sidewalk on a block.
What voice is that? Sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks. You can't take that voice. Like, imagine if Churchill had spoken like that.
We shall fight them on the beaches. We shall fight them on the landing ground. We shall fight them in the fields and in the streets. We shall never surrender!
It's not the same. To be honest, I think we all know who the witness was.
Hi.
Mind you, if you think Fox is crazy, it's got nothing on this Trump-loving preacher.
The media said Joe Biden's president. Ha 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 ha
How the fuck has he got an audience? He's just given the whole room COVID. It's bullshit. And I think this guy puts it best. I hope things don't get violent. I really do. I mean, Christ, one Trump supporter tweeted this. Luckily, the Biden fans are a bit more chilled.
Not a lot of violence or any kind of real commotion here, primarily perhaps because of just how much marijuana is being smoked. The smell of that is quite pungent in the air right now.
Their carpet probably looked like this. Mind you, at least they were just stoned, because coke can really flip you out. So can speed. Don't stop me now. And never, ever take Botox and ecstasy.